2022 was a pretty good year for Fortnite Creative. There were ups, there were downs, there was Fortnite Vibin, I guess. But yeah, I would say this was a pretty solid year, so I thought with the year ending, let's go back through everything that happened in 2022 and isolate the 5 best, the 5 worst things that happened in creative during this year. Okay, so starting off with the 5th worst addition to Fortnite Creative during 2022 is Island Liking. This was added during Chapter 3 Season 3, and sure, it sure is a feature. I mean, Island Liking is basically just when you try and leave a map, there is the option to favorite, to leave, and also to like. Liking does absolutely nothing. The creator doesn't see that you've liked it, the creator doesn't see how many people have liked it, there's no sort of statistic that you can see your likes on. As far as I know, it's only sent to Epic Games, and who knows what they do with that metric. I would say the 5th best addition to Fortnite Creative during 2022 was the advanced movement, starting with sliding during Chapter 3 Season 1, joined by mantling, tactical sprinting, and shoulder bashing in Chapter 3 Season 2, slide kick in Chapter 3 Season 4, and hurdling in Chapter 4 Season 1. These have greatly expanded the scope of what the player character can do in the game, and that's why I think these are some of the best additions. Fit through areas you couldn't fit through before with sliding, you can navigate the world in new ways, you can get around faster than ever with tac sprinting, and mantling you can get higher than ever before, and I think that's some of the best things to be added. Moving on to the 4th worst addition, which was the matchmaking portals being removed from the Creative Hub, which I believe was during Chapter 3 Season 2. In essence, this was basically just Epic going, yeah, we don't want people glitching unreleased props into their islands, so we're going to remove hub portals, which I guess helps with that. It's the same reason why they removed the Brute Mech back in Chapter 2 Season 6. So I guess instead of just releasing the props, Epic would rather take away thing after thing. So that's great, you know? But matchmaking portals were really useful for playtesting features and without them being accessible to the wider public. And also, I'm a little bit salty because I was due to be featured in a matchmaking portal in the hub, which would have gotten me many plays. Except they removed it on the same day that I was due to be featured. So, yeah. Moving on to the 4th best addition of the year, that is direct event binding. This is basically a replacement to the channel system added in Chapter 3 Season 4. The only issue with it is that it can be a bit buggy. Sometimes when you copy a device, the settings don't move over, which is pretty annoying, or sometimes they just remove themselves or add themselves back when you don't want them. But there is a great amount of potential here, which is why it's 4th on the best list. You can do so much more with direct event binding than you could with channels. It's a bit more complicated because it doesn't work on a number system. However, if you name your devices properly, it can be fairly easy to set up. The UI needs a bit of improvement, but overall this is a really solid, really promising feature. The 3rd worst addition to Fortnite Creative during 2022 was the Block 2.0 during Chapter 3 Season 3. Here's the thing about the block. It was a great idea, being able to rebuild Tilted ourselves as the players and vote for the best tilted buildings was a super cool idea. The issue stems from the fact that the voting system was bugged. There was a UI issue that made it so one particular option would always get the most votes, so it was effectively rigged by accident, presumably. It was a cool idea, but they handled it terribly. Also, Tilted Towers didn't really stick around for that much longer after the Block 2.0. I mean, in Chapter 3 Season 4 it was overtaken by the Chrome, and then the island was destroyed, and it's gone forever, presumably. Except for the Clock Tower. That's still around. Coming in at number 3 on the best list is the Melee Manager device. I love this device. It's such a cool addition. You can customize weapons for the first time. You can customize the name, the rarity, and it's melee weapons. There's multiple variants. You can customize literally all of the attack stats. It's a really cool addition, and it goes a long way for the customization of the kind of games that would use melee weapons, and it sets an interesting precedent for future devices, because if we can get this for all of the guns and items and stuff, that would be insane. The 2nd worst addition to Fortnite Creative during 2022 is the 2.0 devices. This was during the Chapter 4 Season 1 launch, and this is a cool idea. You can upgrade your island to convert all of the trap-based devices to props, add more features like color settings to some devices. However, this was executed awfully, much like the Block 2.0 really. If you convert your island, expect most of your devices to break. Channels will be deleted, settings will be reverted, some render distance on devices like the water device will be completely destroyed. And in one of my maps, the one map that I converted to 2.0 devices, the water device was completely glitched, and that was a core feature of that map, so I had to cancel that map because they just destroyed it. They should have just converted the devices and updated them all separately instead of absolutely destroying them. Hopefully this gets fixed in the next update, but I wouldn't hold my breath. And number 2 on the best list is the color picker foliage. There's 2 galleries, there's the foliage gallery and also the grass gallery, and they're both really good. The only issue with the grass gallery is it is destructible, which is kind of annoying, but apart from that, it's a really, really solid addition. I think the fact that you can customize your own leaves and trees and stuff is really cool, and I've utilized this myself multiple times already. It just means that you can make your map stand out more, you can make biomes that weren't possible before, like I've made a blossom biome, I've made like a corrupted biome, and those weren't possible before, not really. So yeah, great addition, in my opinion. The worst thing to happen to Fortnite Creative during 2022 was XL Islands being destroyed towards the end of Chapter 3, Season 3. Yeah, you may have noticed a lot of the bad stuff happened during Season 3, that was not a great time for Creative. The issue here is that Epic spent months optimizing their devices, like the vehicle devices and various other devices, so that the memory, you would get back memory and it would improve the memory a lot more. So people caught on to this. I even made a video about this back in like May, and people caught on and they utilized this to the full extent. Except at the end of August, Epic reverted everything, and they destroyed hundreds of XL maps in the process, making people have to completely restart their projects, making people have to cancel stuff, and it affected me as well. It was a bad time for Creative. August 30th, 2022 is a day that will live in infamy in the creative community. And finally, the best addition to Fortnite Creative during 2022 is modular terrain. This was added during Chapter 3 Season 2, and in my opinion is the best thing from Creative during not just Chapter 3, but also all of this year. This has expanded the scope for terrain so much. It has lowered the skill gap, which I think is a good thing, in my opinion. It can be a little bit tricky to make terrain using modular look great. It can look a bit cheap, but it can look absolutely amazing, and it is easier than ever to create awesome terrain. There are way more options than before. You can make like snowy deserts and sand covered lava areas. It's really cool, and that wasn't possible before, not really. And we also got some bonus things like some statues and some weird Jonesy skulls. That was strange, but yeah, it was a great addition. So that pretty much sums up my best and worst of Fortnite Creative in 2022. And as this is my last video of the year, I do want to just sort of go over a couple of things and thank you guys for all of the support this year. In 2022, I got over 4,000 subscribers. In fact, I started the year on 581 subscribers on January 1st. Now on December 31st, I have 4,297. That is insane. You guys, absolutely incredible. I've got over 200,000 total plays on my maps, starting the year at about 2,000. My YouTube videos have been viewed over 500,000 times. I've gotten over 10 features in-game, recently released, hub highlights, popular, trending, all sorts of stuff throughout the year. I've become one of the most successful creative battle royale creators with snapshots, so I don't know how exactly that happened, but I'm very thankful for the support on snapshots. And I've made many amazing friends in the community. This year has been a big one. Thank you to everyone who supported me this year. And now let's go onwards and upwards to 2023.